Welcome back to another episode. We're going to dive right into it. He always said the morning felt wrong before he opened his eyes. Not dangerous, not dramatic, just off. His name was Tsutomu Yamaguchi, a craftsman at Mitsubishi. He'd been away from home for 3 months working in Hiroshima. August the 6th, 1945 was his last day in the city. He packed his bag, tightened his shoes, and headed for the train station. He was supposed to catch the early train. He'd taken the same train a dozen times. But that morning, for some reason he couldn't explain, he moved slower. He forgot his travel papers. He had to turn back. He dropped his ticket. Everything that could delay him did. By the time he reached the platform, the train doors was already closing. He watched it pull away without him. He cursed under his breath. Missing that train meant waiting hours for the next one. He sat on the bench, frustrated, tired, and ready to go home. And then the world changed. A white flash swallowed the sky, not a sound, just light. Light so bright it erased shadows, it erased colors, it erased everything. Then the blast hit. It threw him into the air like he weighed nothing. His eardrums burst, his skin burned. He crawled into a ditch, shaking, bleeding, alive only because he wasn't closer to the center. He survived the bombing of Hiroshima. He spent the night in the shaft of wrap and bandages, barely able to see, but he was alive. And all he wanted was to go home. The next morning he boarded the train the same route he was supposed to take the day before, headed back to the city. His home was Nagasaki. He walked into the office, burned and limping, and told his boss what happened. His boss didn't believe him. He said a bomb couldn't destroy an entire city. He said Yamaguchi was exaggerating. Yamaguchi opened his mouth to argue, and then the windows lit up white. Another flash, another blast, another city erased. The second atomic bomb hit Nakashi. He survived that one too. 2 bombs, 3 days, 1 man. Doctors confirmed it. Government records confirmed it. His co-workers confirmed it. He lived through both atomic bombs, the only person officially recognized to have done so. He lived to be 93 years old. When people asked him how he survived, he never gave a dramatic answer. He never claimed destiny, luck, or divine intervention. He just said one sentence, quiet and simple: I miss my train. Because sometimes the thing that saves you isn't loud, isn't obvious, isn't a miracle wrapped in light. Sometimes it's a delay, a mistake, a moment that feels inconvenient but ends up being the whole hinge your whole life swings on. He missed his train, and because of that, he lived. But here's the part people never talk about. Surviving something like that doesn't end when the blast fades. It follows you, it sits with you, it changed the way you look at ordinary moments afterwards. For weeks he walked around with bandages on his arm and a ringing in his ears that never fully stopped. He said the world felt quieter but heavy, like the sound had to fight its way through what he'd already heard. People in Takashi didn't believe him at first. They thought he was exaggerating. They thought no single bomb could erase a city. They thought he was confused, traumatized, mistaken. But he wasn't. He carried the truth in his skin. He carried the flash in his memory. He carried the weight of knowing how fast a normal day can turn into something you never walk away from. And then 3 days later, when the second bomb hit, the people who doubted him finally understood. They saw the same light he saw, they heard the same sound he heard, and felt the same force he felt. But he survived again. The doctor said it didn't make sense. 2 blasts, 2 cities, 1 man still breathing. He didn't call himself lucky. He didn't call himself chosen. He didn't call himself anything special. He just said he was a man who wanted to go home, and the world broke twice around him before he even got there. For years he lived quietly. He worked, he raised a family. He tried to keep moving forward, even when the past kept pulling him at his sleeves. People asked him how he stayed calm, how he kept living, how he didn't fall apart after seeing what he saw. He always gave the same answer: because I lived and many didn't. He didn't waste the days he got. He didn't rush them. He didn't take them for granted. He treated every morning like something more, something he was returning in better condition. When he finally told the story decades later, he didn't tell it for attention. He didn't tell it for sympathy. He told it because he wanted people to understand what war really does. what survival really costs and how thin the line is between being in the wrong place and being in the right one. He said the moment that saved his life wasn't dramatic, it wasn't heroic, it wasn't loud. It was a delay, a missed train, a small inconvenience that felt like nothing at the time. But that's how life works sometimes. The things that frustrate you ends up protecting you. The things that slows you down end up saving you. The thing you think is running your day is the things that end up giving you the rest of your life. He lived to be 93. He saw his children grow up and he held his grandkids. He watched the world change in ways he never expected to see. And every time somebody asked him how he survived 2 atomic bombs, he never changed his answer. He just said, "I missed my train," and he meant it. Because sometimes survival doesn't look like strength. Sometimes it looks like timing. Sometimes it looks like an inconvenience. Sometimes it looks like a moment you didn't want but needed. And because of that, he lived. Thank you for listening to another episode of One Voice Mini Stories.